Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to a new episode of Kevin New Bridge podcast, where we talk about all things mental health, but also have a good time and blabber about whatever just to ease the mood, because mental health is a heavy topic, and we don't want people crying while watching the show. So I am Kevin Davis. I am your host, and as you can see, I brought back two of my great friends, and this is Luka to my right is my new bestie. I stole him from Augie. Just kidding.
Wait,
Uh,
wait.
but also welcome August Lewis. Well, how you guys doing today?
Doing good.
Great.
Got
Excited to be
everything.
back.
Good sleep. My dog's in the back, hopefully going to sleep. Just look at
That's a
him.
big hope. He looked comfortable.
I know he's comfortable, which is nice. I'm sitting on a very creaky chair,
Yeah, I understand that completely.
buddy. My
Uh,
dog's
so,
already-
so before we get to the mental health aspect, it's Halloween season. Halloween is this week. What are your plans for Halloween, guys? Like, we got to have some fun, watch horror movies. What's happening?
Yeah.
I have to work.
Oh, that's
Very-
well, that's a horror show itself. So that's,
Mhm.
that's
Um, but no, I'm only working half a day, and then
oh, cool.
I'm
Man.
going in to dress up and hand out candy to kids.
Thing.
Nice. What you dressing as? Can you tell us?
A teddy bear. That's it.
That's not
Really?
Halloween. You're not gonna be out to scary.
Yeah,
Come on.
Yeah, I have.
You're already adorable enough. Why you gotta
No.
be more adorable? Come on. It's Halloween. You're supposed to
But-
scare souls.
And then, well, that being said,
Hmm.
the weekend of Halloween, I have a convention that I have two different costumes for.
Ooh. Okay, that's freaking cool. That's freaking
Yeah.
cool.
So
I can't
I'll
wait. I
technically
can't
have
wait to go to
three
conventions.
costumes this year.
4.
Jealous.
You got something else you told me about last night.
Oh, I'll announce that later when we
Yes,
talk
you
about that.
surprised me.
Such a tease, cat ganger. What about you, Augie?
I am. So my parents are going to a party, so I'm gonna be home alone. But we do have a lot of because a lot of my friends are in college, and
So
they
you're gonna be the new Satan Prescott for Halloween. Got it.
if only I don't have the hair. I would have to get the brown wig. I got the red wig, but I don't have a brown wig. I am probably going to hand out candy to little kids, and I'm gonna go dress up as Sally for Halloween from Nightmare
Ooh.
Before Christmas. I got the blue face paint, and shockingly, I am not blue right now because I was yesterday and 2 days ago. And hopefully these kids know who Sally is, because if these kids do not, I'm gonna be a little disappointed in them.
Yeah,
Who's gonna tell
I will be disappointed too because they're missing out on a classic.
They are. It's so good.
Man,
I'm gonna watch that after this.
right. So you guys have been on the show before separately, and as the first time, and now this is the first time we're actually together.
Mm-hmm.
So you can actually share you guys' story. How did y'all become friends? Like, I would love to hear that story. Like, how did that start? Like, how did y'all become like especially?
A right day in 2022. We actually met through me judging a music competition.
Yeah, that was the
Really?
first time we ever talked. Very.
But
Wow.
the actual reason we got as close as we are now is one of the projects that we're going to talk about today.
Yeah, you have a new book coming out.
Mhm.
What's it called?
The Kidnap Chronicles.
The Kidnap Chronicles?
Oh, it's not just a book. It's also a concept.
Few books.
A few books, concept album, musical. It's a lot of,
A lot of in the making.
but
Wow.
yeah, that's kind of, we got closer that way. But yeah, the first time we met was, I think it was your competition from my memory.
For Battle on Broadway.
I was brought in because they were like, if any scores are over 90, we needed somebody else to rescore just in case somebody believes somebody different. So the scores were several times 90s, and so I was brought in a lot more than I expected to, and which I think I was okay with. I mean, I was busy here and there, but I was still willing to just help out where I could. And then I think it just I don't know, something happened. A little drama here and there, and then we kind of stopped. We didn't really talk after that. And then I had joined a competition as a contestant for an Escape the Night themed competition, which I
I
was
forgot about that.
obsessed with. Like, we started talking about Escape the Night around that time, I believe, too. And I was like, I'm down for it. And Escape the Night is basically like, think of like horror, but it's like a bunch of YouTubers against each other. But it's the host is Joey Graceffa, and there's a lot of like each episode, two people are voted into like a death challenge, and only one person comes out alive. And it's
Oh.
4
It's
seasons
kind of
long.
like a horror escape room TV show.
Yeah, it's so good in my
Interesting.
opinion. I've constantly rewatched it, and they were like, "Yeah, we're looking for." I think it was like 10 contestants. It was
Mhm.
Luka and somebody else hosting. We're not gonna name her name. I'll call her Jay, but it's fine. People will know who.
Yeah, this is a person we are no longer friends with for
Yeah.
very specific.
Oh.
And around
got
that
it.
time,
Okay.
I was getting back into directing a Hell group, and they were messaging me saying like, "Hey, I don't want to like." Their reasoning behind not wanting to be ensemble wasn't good, and for me, it wasn't good enough because it was like I'm already a lead. I don't need to be ensemble, but I'm like, but as somebody who also was I guess like a major role too, because I think I took it was Beauty and the Beast specifically, and I think I took
Hmm.
Gaston or Beast, or it might have been no, it was Lumiere. And I said, even if I'm a lead, I still would be doing ensemble. That's just the rule for everybody. And she kind of kept going off on me a little bit. And then people were starting to defend me and sort of stand up for me because I just was getting frustrated with her. And she had what was it about? Oh no, it was because people were messaging her being like, you stop doing this, and she was also trying to take other people's parts. Like, I know some of it was not ill-intentioned, like
Mhm.
now, because it was
Okay.
they
Okay.
weren't getting in, I could take their part, but people took it that way because, again, over text is very different when you're not using tone tags or you don't 100% know the person. And
Got
so
it.
some servers have a channel called venting where people could talk about how something that happened to them where they're upset about yada yada yada. And she was talking about me in that server. It was in the competition server. And I think she named names too. And like,
Uh-oh.
Receipts too.
yeah, she named names and she named me specifically. And this was
Wow.
while this was also around the time where I was still friends with two other people. One of them I talk to whenever him and I can, and the other one we know her and we're gonna call her
Yeah.
E. They we no longer talk to them either because of also drama.
Mhm.
We got
Got it.
a lot of drama. Online theater is a lot of drama, but it happens, and it's something that as much as we want to get away from it, we can't. Um, although it's gotten better drama wise, hasn't been much lately. But basically, those two people were talking to her, being like, enough is enough, and he started venting about me, and then she also talked about me, I believe, to Luka, and Luka came to me being like, hey, I don't know if you've seen this or I don't know like what's going on.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to stay neutral.
Right.
Like, I had no idea this was going on. Can you kind of like summarize like what is going on? And I'm like, I tried to summarize as much as I could from both her perspective and my perspective, being like, hey, and I even told Luca, I said, I don't want you to be part of drama that you had nothing to do with because you were not in the server. You don't know 100% what's going on. And I genuinely felt really bad. Like, if
It all fell into my lap because I was the one that owned the server.
server
And I had to deal with it.
And it was
Wow.
whole felt like, and I left before that started. Luca started messaging me because I was being named and people were kind of like agreeing, and there was a lot of like he said, she said situations, and I was like, me was that I need to take myself out of this before I burst, because 2022 was going badly enough for me already.
Right.
I would already come back from like working for Disney and living in Florida, and that just added another round of mental health problems I didn't want to have, and a lot of things I just didn't want going on. And so I think I consistently apologized to Luca, being like, this is not your fault. Like, I'm not mad at you for coming to me, because I wasn't, and I still am not. Like, I will forever be grateful for that, because there were some things that were being said behind my back when I wasn't in the server anymore. And was being told to Luca and to other people. And it's something where it was if you don't know the person, why is it any of your business? So that's kind of where we were kind of agreeing with, was Luca didn't fully know who I was, because we just hadn't talked for years for that. And now this person's talking about somebody who was no longer in the server anymore. That's not fair. And so we talked, and we just kind of kept talking, and from there we just kind of became friends very slowly. And then we became a lot closer because of TKC and what had happened at the very beginning of the whole writing process, because there was a lot that had gone on between them, myself, another person, and things that were happening outside of Discord that I was only really comfortable talking to Luca about, because Luca and I were both of age.
Yeah.
A
lot of drama. A lot
of drama. But
I understand them completely, more than you know.
that first drama, I made a lot of my good Discord friends that I have now. Like, I got closer with
Nice.
through that first drama. So it was Augie, another friend of ours, Jacob, and then one of my other best friends, which is Vi. She's actually coming to visit for Halloween.
Queen. They are
Beautiful.
I love them. We I make the joke, my platonic girlfriend.
And also, if you want to invite them to the show, they're more than welcome to
Hell
come
yeah,
on.
bye for a podcast.
I can talk to her. She is somebody who is very hard to get a hold of, because she is an EMT. She works in the medical field.
Oh God, she saved a lot. Oh my gosh, she saving lives. I know she got so many stories to tell. I know she got so many stories to tell, because that's a huge mental thing. I would love to talk to her. Like, how should she get through that? Because you saving a lot of lives.
Yeah.
Oof, Jesus. Kudos to her, because I couldn't do it. I was like, no. I'm not afraid of blood or anything, but I'm very heavy-handed. I'm not gonna kill nobody. Like, no, I'm not gonna. So kudos to her. Oh my God.
Vi is very sweet. Vi is kind of like, there are not many friends that Luke and I share, and Vi is one of those people where Luca does talk to them more, but also because it's just, that's kind of how it happened. And Vi and I still talk here and there and whenever we can, but I will forever make the joke of platonic girlfriend, because it's very supportive, and Vi will audition for things here and there. But yeah, because of that, they became a part of our project even more now, or one of them even more now. And it's really exciting, because that was the first project I went to for Luca and said, hey, I've got this idea. It was Luca and somebody else.
Somebody we were no longer friends with.
And
you kind of made the server, and we're like, you contacted a bunch of people and we're like, hey, I need side characters for this thing that I want to do. Come make a character and I'll write it in. I was like, okay.
As much as I could.
So I submitted my character, and it kind of became the thing of like, okay, it's a smaller character. It's not going to be like this big old thing. It is what it is. So then I got asked, hey, would you want to have this character play a bigger role in the story? I'd love for your character to be a supporting character. It's like, sure, why not? So then I had more, well, because at the time it was a musical, more songs, more lines, more everything. Then, because it was me, we'll call them R, and Augie. So the three of us were writing this whole thing. Vi was also helping with a background character.
Yes, which also became
a bigger character.
A lot of this happened after the whole kind of thing went down with this person.
The first person.
With R was, I will say it is kind of my fault. To an extent, R was a few years younger than both Luka and I. But again, a lot of the topics were ones that I was not originally planning on bringing up. Ones that I was not talking about writing. I just wanted to be focused on a kidnapping. And it got bigger, and to a point where we had several different plots that were pushed away from the original idea. And Luka and I, when we all three of us were starting to talk about this book, it was we had like 3 siblings planned. I had been writing 2 of them. And one of them I ended up starting to write more with Luka because he was older than all 3 of the siblings. And then it was my character, and then it was her character. And we realized, I want to say frequently that this person was inserting their characters into situations that definitely their characters should not have been in. It started with I want to say, I think Ari it started with Quinn, and they were having Luka kind of rewrite the character that was their own character, and then was bringing in their character into both of our characters' scenes. Like, for example, with Ari, Ari is my character. Ari, full name Ari Rose Tremaine, and their nickname is Art, which is, I love it because it's their full name but simplified.
Art the Clown? I'm kidding.
No, if only.
I'm kidding.
If only it was that. No, but with I'm trying to find the info because I had it up. I wanted to pull it because we had a concept album planned. Oh, found it. So basically, the very first, I think, big scene that I started writing before a lot of things were going down was an essay scene, so sexual assault scene. It was
that's a heavy scene. Okay.
Yeah, it was a very tough scene, but I felt like for me, it was writing what had happened to me, but a lot. How do I put it? She didn't deal with it as badly as how I did, and she had. But my character, basically, her father, is a piece of work.
Yeah, to say the least.
To say the least, without spoiling anything.
Okay.
He basically he is an alcoholic, so he heavily drinks. He is an abuser. He's basically a father nobody would want to have, and and so he's the reason why she doesn't drink, or they don't drink. Sorry, Ari uses they them. I should know this. I'm misgendering my own character. But basically, Ari, they've been dealing with this since they were like 5 or 6 until they got a new stepmom, and their stepmom is the most supportive character I could ever write for Ari. Her name is Lorraine, and she's being for the concept album, she's being played by her friend Jillian. And she may not have much in the musical, but she has such a big impact on Ari throughout her whole book, throughout their whole book, because going back to talking about how their dad is an alcoholic and why they don't drink, with the sexual assault scene, Ari had a boyfriend at the time. This was kind of before Rowan. And Ari, their boyfriends came over, and Ari prefers mocktails. Like, she'll drink a cocktail or two every once in a while, but like maybe once, like just one. They won't go overboard because they don't want to be like their father. And so they, the plan was for the boyfriend to spike the drink and Ari be the one to figure it out after taking a sip or smelling it. But what came as a scene for my character to deal with sexual assault came a scene for her character to deal with sexual assault right before mine in the same Google Docs. Instead of it being a boy sexually assaulting a girl, it was a girl sexually assaulting a girl. And basically, my character had to call her character and panic and call Quinn, being like, I don't know what the fuck is going on with this character or this person. I'm panicking. And then her sexual assault kind of feel like it didn't matter anymore. And she made her character be the one to discover that her drink has been spiked. And she gets the last word of like, don't let the door hit you on your way out. And at the time, again, I was like, what, 19, 20? And so I was a little bit more naive in that sense of oh, I'm fine if she gets the last word. I'm fine if she, but I wasn't at all. I was very clearly upset. I was talking to Luka and I was like, this isn't okay. Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, my character just kind of, the whole scene is done. It's my character just no longer, it's not even about my character anymore. It's about her character, and her character's name was Lane. I will straight up tell it like, tell it like it is. Her character's name was Lane. And Lane, yes, could be a sweetheart of a character. And she was written pretty okay, in my opinion. But when her character is now making the supporting character feel more just like a background character, because she had made Quinn kind of just be considered as Lane's best friend and nothing more, or just as Beckham's boyfriend, which is not something that Luka wanted when we talked. And Luka and I started, because I was getting, it was getting really, really bad. And there was a moment in time where Luka had to leave a call, and R and I stayed on for maybe like another 2-3 hours, and we started playing this game of, it was like fuck, marry, kill. And she had named the three most, she made a joke about, I think it was your character, my character, or Rowan, or something along the line of it. And that was my last nerve. I was also dealing with, that was like right, that's what happened before the whole Isaac situation back in New York happened. And I went to Luka the next day, and I was like, yeah, so I was on call for 2 hours with like another 2 hours with R, and there were several times where because R couldn't like sleep alone or needed company, I was the one to stay on those calls. And so I went to Luka and said, I'm done. This is my final straw. We can't do this anymore. And I went straight up to Luka. I said, I just want it to be us two and whoever has their character still in the book, which was Maddie, who was helping us write Diana at the time. We had Vi for Rowan, Jacob for Beckham. We had, I think we were both writing
a few different characters.
And then I decided after the whole Isaac thing that I needed a break. I went to only Luka. I was not ready to tell E, and I definitely do not want to tell R this. And I told Roni or Maddie. Maddie goes by Roni, but that's how I knew her at the time. And I said I want to take like a week or two off. At the time, it was just a week or two off. I said I am traumatized. I can't write right now. I can't do this. And so I went offline for 2 weeks. And I came back 2 weeks later to several, not one, not two, not three, not four, but like 10, 15 messages from R being like, where are you? Why did you go offline? Like, you're no longer doing Smule. Like, what is going on? And I can't tell her that I was raped. That's not that. No, she's like 15 or 16 at the time. That's not something that she needs to worry about. And then I got messages from Luka and E and Roni and
yeah. And you had kind of stayed in touch with me during those 2 weeks and kind of like been like, okay, like this is what's going on, et cetera.
Yeah. And we also were starting to write by ourselves because I needed to get away from her at that point. Because she was becoming very toxic and very like pick me and very like I just couldn't deal with it anymore.
Yeah. And when you went offline,
she was messaging them.
Yeah, it was me who had to kind of diffuse
the situation.
Be like, hey, look, everything's fine. They're just taking a break. They just need a mental health break. It's nothing anybody did. They just need a break. That's it.
And because of that, and I'm still in that in a server when things were going down with how upset I was that people were messaging my friends and I felt like I had to come back. And when I feel like I have to come back and say something, that's when it like, yikes, where is it? It's ranting. Because I remember very clearly getting pissed off at people. And where is it? Wait, what is my username? Hold on. Because Luka's on the server too. I know. Oh, it's August. It's still my name. Ha 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 ha. So yeah, this was back in this was last year in January. And my message was okay. I just need to rant a tiny bit before I go back on my break. I am mentally tired. I have been taking a break since the 5th of January. This was around a week later. Before college starts for me. This is when I was starting back up for college and everything. I said, but now I don't think I want to, as some more things have come up. That was the grape. It was 2 days later. It was that day, I believe. And yes, I don't and this is how I got mad. And yes, I don't update everyone because I don't want to explain to everyone what I'm doing and why I'm taking a long ass break from Discord. I started cursing at that point. Yes, I'm okay. I am. I was not okay, but I just wanted to people to get the back off. I said, but when I want to be respected, I feel like I'm not. Like, don't get me wrong, I love being checked up on, but I just needed time away and was at the point where I messaged 1 or 2 people saying I'm fine. I turned my phone off all the way so I could be with my family. Things got worse last night when I was calling an old college friend, and I don't want to relive the details. I just am tired of feeling like I have to explain myself and what I'm doing 24/7. And I don't want to feel like I have to update every single one of my friends. I don't. If a few people know I'm okay, that's good enough for me. I just wanted to come on here and say my piece because now I'm planning on taking a longer break and I don't know when I plan to come back fully and be active again. Sure, I'll come on and be like, hi, checking in. But other than that, I don't think I'll be ready to fully come back. My sleep schedule has also been shit. I'm up till 3 or 4. I'm getting ready for college stuff and adulting and stuff, as well as just doing things in general. So that's added to my high levels of stress. I'm not wanting to talk to many people. I've just been slightly mute, and I'm tired, and I'm done, and just don't always feel like talking. I said, man, that was much longer than I expected. Whoopsies! And Roni was very sweet enough and said, like, hey, you have no reason to apologize. We're glad you're doing okay, and you're taking a break for as long as you need. You message me or anyone else whenever you're ready. Take good care of yourself, man. You deserve it. Or messages after in that same channel. Try to get some rest. We're not going anywhere. Take care of yourself, Augie. Now, if you care so much about or respected my privacy so much, you would not be messaging any of my friends to message me. Like,
Yep.
that's not where this goes. I needed a break and I had gotten so tired of it that I literally went full like blackout on Discord and went to Luka on
Understandable.
Snapchat and said, I'm done. Let's rewrite this whole thing by ourselves.
Yep.
All right then.
Luka and I were doing that without our knowing any.
Yes. That was right after, because when all of that drama happened,
Mhm.
That was an R
I
starting.
got so stressed out that I ended up getting sick
Yeah.
from
R
having
was
to deal with all of it.
giving Luka
Oh
trying
my god.
Be the
money.
voice of reason for everybody and give explanations that I didn't have.
And
so I
I
would have to go back and forth to be like, okay, this is what they're saying. Like, I don't know.
I told Luka, I said, you don't have to tell anybody anything. And Luka's like, I know, but I feel like I haven't. I'm like, no, you don't have to. And so Luka and I would be calling on like private calls. And eventually we just kind of, at that point in time, I think we had each other's numbers. So we also just started texting. And for Luka, it takes a long time to get Luka's number. It took me 3 years to get Luka's number. And that is something where I'll forever be proud of.
That's actually really good because that's a boundary.
Exactly. I earned that trust to get Luka's number, and I always respected, or always respected as much as I could.
Yeah.
It's like with me and you, man, it took me a good 2 years to even earn your trust, and I earned it.
So. My number on DB, movie company, whoopsies, almost named them.
It's fine. It's DBS Films. That's fine.
Yeah, and it took me a while to trust anybody from DBS, and I'm still fully in contact with 3 people. Just Kevin, Katie, and Liggy.
We had. I'm pretty sure Augie told you about our drama at DBS Film Discord. That was a struggle on our mental health as well because one, I didn't tell you this, Luka, but when we was at DBS, people were lying on my name, trying to say something I'm not, trying to make it seem like that I was like this. I don't know what kind of image they tried to shape of me, but I just know it wasn't me. And I found out about it. I was like, really? And like the guy over at DBS, the younger brother had messaged me telling me that he got like these messages from people or from someone saying that made them uncomfortable or something. Even though the only thing I was doing was giving simple compliments and just giving positivity. And I explained, I was just being me, just complimenting and giving like a positivity to somebody. And he's like, I get that. It just for some reason they just felt like that I was just being like over dramatic or something. I don't know or how it was. And I'm just like, okay,
we're done.
Okay, whatever.
For us,
I was like polite. I was like, tell him I said sorry then for being positive and giving a compliment or. And I'm like, he's like, it's really no problem. We're gonna get over it anyway. So it's just, let's don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, because that's when that stuff, and then other stuff came out when people started to rise up and like bash DBS because they're not keeping their promise. Talking about because they said that they're filming movies for the fans with their fans, and a lot of people was like, you keep recasting the same people over and over again.
I still see that on
yeah, and I was trying to explain the business aspect. I'm like, they're still an independent company. They're small. It's just going to take a minute before they can cast new people. I was like, I tried to stick for them. I was like, I'm not trying to bash anything, but this is just from our point of view. I was like, I still support them movies to today. I still do because I love independent films.
Yeah,
so I see what they're doing. I'm like, I'm not.
I bought that movie for Liggy.
Yeah.
I bought Horse just for Liggy. I do not watch it all the time. I only watch it for Liggy. I do that to support Liggy because absolutely.
And I'm like, I still got friends there. I support. I was like, they're a good company. I just think they just got like a lot of childish people in that Discord.
I still support Taking. I watch all her TikToks and everything.
Yeah, so I'm like.
SFX. Oh my god, phenomenal.
Like, if DBS Film sees this, I'm not trying to bash you guys. I love you guys. I still love you guys to this day since I left last year. I was like, but this just what happened in Discord.
It's still good
because because it wasn't the company's fault. It was just the people in their Discord was the problem.
It definitely was not the company.
Like
company has
So,
rated itself.
oh yeah,
There's
I
some
was like,
people that were saying things about us. There was somebody who told me
yeah,
Katie, as much, and so Katie and I hated that we were being told this, was that our mental health would have been better if we stayed.
I
And
was like, no, it wouldn't.
my
I was
and
like, I tried to stay longer, but my mental health was getting over the top, and I was like, I gotta go. I love you guys, but I can't be in this Discord. I gotta
we
go.
left for
And
mental health reasons.
yeah, I was
No
like, I'm
other,
like, I was like, I'm not gonna block you guys because I'm still gonna support your movies, but I cannot be in this Discord. With
yeah,
plus, it was thousands of people in that freaking Discord, and
it
so
was.
many of them were so childish and doing the most childish things ever. And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna be here. If somebody gonna start trying to spread some rumor about me that's not true. I'm like, first of all, this ain't high school. Or I'm like,
No, it
we're
is.
supposed to be you're supposed to be grown adults, but y'all spreading stupid rumors like children. And then I found out like some friends I thought they were friends had blocked me for some freaking reason.
Yep.
I was like, I didn't even do nothing to you. Then I'm like, I really don't give a fuck though, but I didn't even done nothing to
Yeah.
you.
No.
I was like, I don't know what kind of bullshit you probably heard or whatever. I was like, but I mean, it's not a loss because we didn't really get that close anyway. So I was
Yeah.
like, it's not a loss. And plus, I don't really care to lose people unless it's like Augie, Katie, now Luca, because you guys have become my best friends now.
Yeah.
And I was like, these people are the ones I would like cry if I lose them.
Oh, same.
And I was like, because they actually let me be me and vice versa. We have that respect and love for each other. And I was like, but you just blocked me for I don't know what reason, and
Oh yeah.
then this other person texts me. That's like they want to know how I'm doing, and next thing I know, they're not responding back to me, and they unfriended me and stuff. And I was like,
Same person. They did that to you and Katie.
I
If
was
it's
like,
the person.
okay. And then I was like, bye.
Yeah.
And then I just got a like update of how the Discord is today, and it turns out the Discord has become a ghost show now apparently.
Yeah.
I was
That's what
like,
I've heard
damn.
too.
I'm like, that's crazy. I'm like, I'm sorry. Well, I still watch your movies. I was like, I still support your
I'll also
movies.
support you here and there
I
when
was
I
like,
can,
but
when I can afford it. For
yeah,
me, I didn't think it was worth spending over $300 just to get preferred casting to never get casted.
yeah,
I feel like the tiers could have been better because being told that I got told by my very first audition, I went for because we were told that they wouldn't care about looks, height, body build, etc. Same with we were not told if they cared about where we lived or not because they
mhm,
said they were going to fly us out. Again, I took that heavily into consideration before I auditioned. And I went for the first one, and then one of my friends who I talk to here and there whenever I can, told me after her audition, she got on call with us and said, B really liked your audition and wants you in the movie versus K, who no. And K got the decision over B. And so if B got the decision over K, I apparently would have been flown out. I later on find out after my fifth audition that they were only flying out people from Florida or the neighboring states. So anybody who was from another country, another state like New York, Tennessee, Mississippi, Missouri, California was not being flown out. Which is why I
mm,
also left because I was like, okay, why am I auditioning if there's, but I mainly left because of mental health. I was getting ready for college and I wanted to be able to focus on my culinary career and my baking business and trying to get that remade. And which is when I think Luka and everybody else left at the same time as I did because I said, at this point, they're not going to cast us. We're not active in there anymore. For
mhm,
me, I also leave servers I just no longer talk in.
mhm,
And somebody who had blocked me had messaged me, unblocked me on several accounts. Like it was like Instagram or several places, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and was like, hey, so he told me to block you. I'm sorry, can you forgive me? And I'm like, I'm not gonna forgive somebody who believes somebody over me. Like, I'm sorry, like I'm trying not to tell you to take sides, but you took a side. You
Yeah.
died when I left. That's not the kind of friend I want to keep. And they messaged me trying to catch up with me on different accounts, and I know they might see this. And I'm like, this is me saying I can't forgive you if you're gonna hurt me and my friends. I am very loyal, and no joke, if somebody tells me I am stressing them out, I will listen, and I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna back off. I'm gonna do something to make it less stress, whether it's online theater or writing, recording, talking for hours. So we're making sure we're getting enough sleep, etc. That's the kind of friendships I prefer to keep. And I would
Mhm.
forever cry if I lost those friendships that I have had for 3 or 4 years. The minute I lose somebody like that is the minute I know I fucked up. And
Mhm.
with TKC, it was like that. It was I don't want to stress anybody out by going off book and offline and basically kind of icing everybody out, but I just needed to do that. And there were some people that had heavily respected that and kept that, and that's why I'm still friends with them. That's why I'm still friends with Luka, because Luka heavily respected that. There were times where I just didn't want to talk to anybody. I didn't want to I needed to get away. Luka needed to get away from the stress, and we both agreed that we were like, okay, we're good. I came back from my break. Luka took his, and we both talked about how good that felt.
Yeah, I think we both mutually agreed that the team that we had before was very problematic.
It was
Mm.
very toxic. It was drama left and right that Luka was getting sick from, and I get physically sick from confrontation, which is why I left, and which is why I took that whole month off. I was getting physically ill from getting my notifications from E specifically. E was like, why aren't you texting her? Why aren't you texting me? And I'm like, because for E in particular, if when I took that break, E was also becoming a very big stressor. E was like, um I couldn't talk about my mental health with E because E was always having problems with somebody else. And if one of us had a problem, it felt like E was trying to one up us, or I don't know, they had the autism diagnosis specifically. I was getting diagnosed with autism last year. I was like, it took months for me to get one. And constant calls, and I had to constantly call to get just get an appointment to get a diagnosis. And the people who I was getting a diagnosis from were not calling me back, or when they were calling me while I was in class. And I had to get out of my own class just to pick up an important call, just to find out that this person was lying about their diagnosis the whole time.
Mm.
And I was told this after I no longer talked to them. Basically, Luke and I kind of became stronger friendship as well because of mutually agreeing.
Person.
Yeah, there was a person that, yes, we do think that she could have handled my grooming situation a little bit better, but
Mhm.
she was doing her best, and she and I still talk. This girl and I, like, she's in my server and everything, and I absolutely love and adore her. Because she is very sweet. When she can be, what she wants to be. But basically, Luke and I had this was when Luke and I started rewriting TKC, and we were somebody had joined this person's server, and I've been groomed by him through online theater because I was like 17 and I didn't want to meet up with him, and there was that whole thing of like like I gotta like, and that's where we broken up at that point, and he said like he wanted to kiss me, and I was not comfortable with that, being like, I no. And he's like older, he was like in his like upper 20s. I also found out while we were quote unquote dating, he was cheating on me with minors, which is why I heavily broke up with him. And she tried her best with the whole situation, and I forgave and forgot because she decided to kick him out of that server, thankfully. But I also just couldn't stay in the server because of my mental health, and she understood. And E was heavily taken offense to that. Heavily offended that Luka and I both mutually agreed that it was something where we could forget about it. It was not a problem anymore. This had happened months after when this person joins my server. And she goes, "Why is she in your server?" Like, she invited a groomer into her server. I'm like, she is fine. She kicked him out. Like, I don't have a problem with it. And we both said our piece. And I blocked her because I just knew she would try to do it. And then I later found out that she was telling my grooming story in another server without naming me, but still told my story. And I was like, her?
Hmm?
Huh? And I think it's funny now. Like my reaction of the huh? Like,
Oh my lord.
what the fuck? It was my initial reaction of the what the fuck situation. And
Right.
he went to just like R, went right to a bunch of other people that had nothing to do with this. And somebody who we don't talk to as much, or I don't talk to as much, had to play devil's advocate for both.
Oh, I'm trying to figure out who it was.
Jay was trying to play devil. Jay had good intentions. Jay had good intentions. And try to play devil's advocate for both sides. Be like, you should not have blocked her, and I do agree. I probably should not have immediately blocked her without getting her side. But I knew the minute that we were to get her side, she would go off on me in DMs. Blocked her on everything, and for a whole year, she tried to make my life a living hell. She tried to make Luka's life a living hell too. She went to a girl who's no longer on Discord, and this girl is so sweet and makes me cry every time that I know she's no longer on Discord because I didn't get her Instagram. Or her name is Kay. We're gonna call her Kay.
Oh, excuse me. So sorry, guys.
You're good.
So
Kay
sorry.
was like a year below us, I believe. And E was going to Kay about all of this. And Kay was going to me and being like, you were very sweet, you're very support. Like, you did nothing wrong, etc. Like, she was not really siding with me, but she understood my point. Because then I forgot that I had given E my old Roblox info. And E had remembered. And E went to Kay and said, what if I don't know, bully people using my account and get me banned from Roblox? And I was like, okay, Patty, sure, think you could try. That exact same day, I completely redid my password just so E couldn't get in.
Smart.
And E was going after Luke and I for a while and finally stopped a year later, which was very frustrating because then that took the focus off of TKC. That took focus off of what Luke and I really, really wanted to focus on. And there is so much that Luke and I had to rewrite because of our Luka and I both had to not rewrite our characters once, twice, but 3 times.
3 times.
Like the old saying is, third time's a charm. So
exactly, 2 years. In 2 years, writing.
And
wow.
The third one wasn't really ours fault. That was just we kind of had so many different ideas that we wanted to use. So we kind of had to character, what would actually happen, what can we cut, because we can't put everything in.
And we cut we cut Lane, we cut Lonnie, we cut Rebecca, we didn't cut Diana, we just made Diana more of a background character.
Yeah, she's not. Diana has her own book. Like,
and she has a one with Nick, which is exciting. Nick is a character that Luka created. Quinn's brother.
Yes, Quinn Quinn is my main character that I write for, but Nick is his older brother that when they were very young, they lost their dad, and it kind of for Nick is a thing of like he really looked up to his dad, and it changed him for the worse for a very long time until he reunited with Diana. I was about to say Diana. Diana.
Dirty
The
Diana.
way we got that name is also funny. I'll get to that in a second. But they kind of through high school, and it's kind of the thing of like he teaches her how to be wild, and she teaches him that it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to let people in, and
Grounds him.
Mhm.
She's
Yeah,
the
right.
one.
Basically, okay.
Yeah, but Diana originally got her name from another book character that I was writing at the time. For what was this book called? Oh, One Night Stand is what the book was called. It was a kind of lawyer. The lawyer ends up falling in love with the client and that whole thing. Diana Caswell was the name of the lawyer, and I ended up scrapping the idea because I couldn't. I just didn't. It wasn't something that stuck, so I just reused the name.
I understand that
I
completely.
loved it. And her name is written differently than how you would normally think Diana.
Mhm.
It's spelled Diana instead of Diana. So it's more of a unique name. And when we started rewriting we kept the plot the same. We kept the summary the same, but the characters and how they're kind of like a main versus supporting and background heavily changed when Luka came to me on a call one night and said, what if we did this with our two characters? And I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
I love it so much. And because we can't really say much about it, which is really sad. But it's a really big, it's a big plot line. And it's a very big twist that will
Tease this, I tell you.
Heavily shock you. And it very much shocked me because instead of it becoming Diana's story, because Diana, again, Kidnap Chronicles, you kind of figure out what it's about. It's literally about two people who kidnap 3 college students. Now, these 2 people could be any age. They could be college students as well. They could be adults. They could be, I don't know, for some reason, senior citizens, people they don't even know. It's about 3 college students who do get kidnapped by the same people. One person has been kidnapped and tortured for more than a month. Well, a couple months. One has been kidnapped and tortured for 48 hours. The other one has been kidnapped and tortured for 24.
No, because Quinn was 73.
72. And then mine was and then my character is
24 hours. Yep.
Kidnapped and tortured for 24 hours. And there's this scene that this one we really need to rewrite, which was the torture scene, because I will say the original plan, because that's no longer happening. The original torture scene was Diana, Ari, and Quinn all get kidnapped by these 2 people in an abandoned school, and basically they're all in different rooms, and eventually they all get brought into the same room. Ari is basically like Lane gets tortured the most, which is why we really wanted to rewrite this, because all of a sudden it was Lane was getting shot in both legs, the arms, the body, near the heart, was getting stabbed, burned, flash shattered.
It was very unrealistic.
Very unrealistic, to the point where their character was going to be paralyzed from the waist down.
Yes.
And I was like, okay, but
how are you gonna be more banged up than the person that's been there for like 2 months?
The longest time.
Like
to be paralyzed from the waist down at that point.
Because the way that we have it now is Diana has suffered a lot.
She has. She's
torture.
Not. It's not unrealistic.
And a lot of it is a lot of psychological torture. The way that all of them are tortured is very different. Because Quinn's is very physical.
Diana is heavily psychological. It's the no one's gonna, Nick's never gonna find you. Your family doesn't love you. Your friends are never gonna find you. You're gonna be dead by the time you're gonna be stuffed in a body bag by the time that they see you.
Mm-hmm.
And Diana is heavily trying not to believe this. She wants to. I really want to change her major to be like a lawyer or to be, because I feel like it would be a heavier impact on her impact statement, because that was the first thing we did was write their impact statements for the torture scene. My dog is doing whatever now.
Nice.
Getting comfy.
Well, since we're talking about books and novels, would you guys like to see something cool
Yes.
from me?
Yes.
Because as you know, guys, I started writing novels, but I've been writing a lot of comics lately, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm officially getting back to writing my novels now.
Yeah, novels.
And I would like to show you guys officially a cover I just got back from my artist.
Is it
For
Dea?
one of my No, it's a different artist.
It's not Dea, really?
No, it's a different artist. I have multiple artists, sweetie. Huh?
Because I use Dea, so I forgot you have
I know, because she's my main artist, and she's the one that she you can easily contact faster. And this story is called Fatal Little Liar. And here's the cover.
I don't know what my dog is doing. I could see him in the back. Oh, oh my!
It's
Who's the
giving.
artist that Can I Get in Caught? No, I'm kidding.
What is that movie called with
That reminds me of Pretty
Megan
Little.
Fox?
Jennifer's Body.
Yes, it's giving Jennifer's Body.
It gives that also with the mix of Pretty Little Liars. I don't know.
Yes.
That's the point. You're actually right. It is a mix of Pretty Liars and Jennifer Body, and if you know the movie The Craft.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
That's good shit. That's good shit.
So I got inspired by those, especially like The Craft and Pretty Little Liars. So the story takes place where the character's name is Samantha, and she comes from a bloodline of witches that she doesn't know about. So because she has a skull in this, because she does find out later that she is a witch, but she doesn't know what type of witch she is. And so because her family bloodline is where, like, it starts in 1825.
Mm-hmm.
So you get a backstory. As soon as you open the book, you get the backstory of, like I call it, the Genesis, where it opens, where it's rich sisters are getting burned and are getting killed from a religious, I want to call him priest, pastor type of character.
Religious.
Yeah. But the thing is, the witches said that their bloodline will not stop here.
Oh.
And they cursed the town where in each generation, the people that killed them, each generation they are cursed to die because they killed the witches.
It's giving Hocus Pocus.
It is giving Hocus Pocus.
Yeah. So now in modern time, we don't know much about witches. It's just normal. But then the twist happens. Murders start packing up like Scream.
Oh, I love Scream. Oh my god, the new one comes out 2 days after my birthday, so.
Yeah, so I kind of like have that slasher vibe in it too, psychological thriller, and also Jennifer Body, where there will be like body horror in the story.
Ooh, I'm gonna send it over. I read the whole thing.
So it's a psychological horror slasher.
I realize
murder mystery type of story that I'm putting together.
We all got the theme of psychological thrillers. Like, Luka and I, no joke, are working on 2 projects together, which is crazy. With TKC, with writing, we realized with writing the impact statements first, we could figure out how they would get tortured. And it's very different. Luka's character, I believe Quinn's is a mix of like psychological, emotional, physical.
And physical.
Torture versus Diana, who has a little bit of physical, but more towards she's like tied up and watching everything, emotional and mental versus Ari, where it's just the tiniest bit of physical torture, but like it's still no joke, all three of them will probably have to go into surgery.
Oh, and also Fatal Liar. This is just the first book of a trilogy I'm doing, so it's gonna be
We love
so
trilogy. We love
so
series.
there's a lot of lore that I'm putting together that I'm not gonna talk about right now
Mm-hmm.
because I want you guys to because I
Indeed.
want you to experience it when you read it.
That's a one day
More,
for me. I'm in love with the book. It's one day.
Type of lore, let me know because that's something that I have done a lot of research on.
Nice. So yeah, I've been studying a lot of it too.
Mm-hmm.
It's very
Espe-
interesting.
It is.
Yeah, it's a really interesting aspect, especially since I know you in Louisiana. I kind of been studying the Louisiana,
That's why
like New
Lucas
Orleans.
right now.
No, like, that's why a lot of horror stories I bring up the witchcraft aspect of a lot of horror
Yeah,
stories because it's a
Mhm.
very interesting concept and
it
you can do
is.
so much with it. It's so rich that you can do millions of stories with it and make it
Mhm.
original on your
Mhm.
own. And I'm just like, dude, this is actually really freaking interesting to read about.
Mhm.
Go to Luca.
And you get make your own original thing and just twist it up the way you want to twist it up and
Yeah,
just have a ball with it.
it is a
So
lot of
yeah.
fun. I think for me, I realized it wasn't TKC that had me realize that I love writing horror. It was your prompt for a short story that became a whole series. Because
Yeah, it's my fault, guys. I gave her a prompt because I want to give her opportunity to write a short story for my magazine
that didn't happen.
that I have, and then I showed her a picture of a spider with. Actually, I got it right here. Hold on, let me
I
pull it
hate
up. So
it.
I'm gonna put. Let me find it right quick. So I can. Work.
He's gonna show it up here and be like, no,
Yeah, wait, let me find that thing right quick.
it's somewhere in our DMs between you, Katie, and I. But yeah, no, even I think TKC was the start of it because with Luca, we liked I liked that we were talking about going into the mental. It was more the mental health portion of it and the mental
Mhm.
how much they were going through mentally that
Mhm.
had a heavier effect on them near the end of the book. And then you giving me a prompt on spiders because that was my phobia. I said anything to do with no spiders, and you gave me the prompt, and I made the
Dude, that
synopsis.
was funny.
I said fuck
That
you.
was so freaking funny.
And I didn't go to Luca about this yet. At
And
the time,
this is the picture I got.
no,
Yeah.
no. Thank God I didn't scream. Thank God. I would have if I didn't know that was the picture, but I know.
Yeah. That
But
was the one I sent her.
that was part of the prompt, but you just said spiders, and I go, okay, let me think of how to face my fear of spiders while still trying to make it into a short story.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, and I started watching Escape the Night again, and that's kind of where the next book we're talking Luke and I the next book that Luca is helping me out on started was looking at the mythology behind the spider woman called Jiragumo, which she basically how do we word it, like manipulates males, specifically it was men who like to play like strip poker, strip cards, whatever.
Oh my.
That was specifically from ATN, and I go, okay, how do I write this without it feeling like it's stealing an idea from a show that had already done this? And I go, okay, so summary: 5 college students consumed by their gambling addiction, specifically poker. I specifically done poker because my dad invites friends over once twice a year to do poker, and they do it for like hours. Stumble upon whispers of a woman who can change anyone's look for a price. Drawn into her underground lair, which is basically just a basement, like a dingy ass basement in the bottom of their dorm. They call it her lair. I can't even read what I wrote. Script. Oh,
Oh man, you can't reach your own head, right? Oh
I
man,
know.
I know
Oh,
the feeling. Trust me.
oh, a Spider Woman of myth, older than the city itself. She spans games with webs of fate, every wager not in her shimmering web. As the students gamble for money, status, and salvation, they fail to see the greater truth that she already staked their lives as her own. So basically, I had already known what each character was going to bet in certain chapters.
Okay.
The very first chapter that I wanted there to be one chapter where they all bet something, which is I think like chapter 5. The
Hmm.
Is it chapter 4 or chapter 5? Luka's working on editing it. So um
4 or 5. I can't give you a straight answer yet because I'd have
It's
to
a
talk.
number, guys. It's
Yeah,
chapter
it's one of
number.
the
That's what it
chapters.
is.
But
it's
there's
a
also
number.
just a lot of between Nixara and the crew where she's kind of like, ooh, this is what your strengths are. You fucking suck.
Mhm.
Like, she calls each and every one of them out.
She
And
does.
it's like, but then she gets to a specific character and she's like, ooh, I like you. You're interesting. Which is foreshadowing for something later in the book series.
Yeah.
But
Mm.
there's a
Nice.
lot of foreshadowing throughout the book of what's to come
Okay.
either later on in the book, later on in the series, at the end of the series. Like there's a lot of foreshadowing
Yes.
that I
Fascinating.
have been called in to help for.
Because for me, I could write for hours if I want to, but there are certain parts where Nixara, there's two characters in particular I tended to have more problems with because they were very simple but complex. They're simple in that their dialogue could be easy to write but complex because there's so much aspects of the characters. Like with Nixara, I wanted her to be very sexy and sultry in front of these 5 students. I wanted them to see just her wearing a very pretty, sexy red dress and gold heels. But slowly throughout the book, there's a chapter at the very beginning where it talks about her green eyes and then talks about black eyes. And I
Mhm.
want people to notice that I did that on purpose. I'm not telling somebody to change it later on, but I want it to start already at the beginning, be like, okay, she isn't who she says she is. She isn't, she's been around for hundreds of years. But there are so many different rumors on purpose because I want readers to believe different lore. She's gonna have a book of her own. The reason why I don't even bring up half of her rumors is because I plan on settling for one specific one for her book.
Yeah.
And there has been feedback of we don't like the multiple rumors, and I understand that. That was kind of the point. You're not supposed to like that there are many rumors. You're supposed to want to believe one.
You're supposed to not know what's going on.
Yeah, you're supposed to be confused at the very beginning of the book. You're supposed to be as confused as these students are because they are all getting told this by their different friends. And then you have Taylor, who is the most realistic character that I've written. Like they
Awesome.
I love Taylor because Taylor's my non-binary.
He's a realist.
Taylor's
He's
a realist.
very cut and dry, very
Yes.
blunt.
Very.
Nice. I love those characters.
And funny enough, Taylor's last name was Rowan, and that was totally not inspired by TKC characters. That wasn't though.
Augie, would you like me to announce that thing from earlier about TKC since we
Oh,
moved on the
yes.
topic? Just to announce it real quick. So at some point there will be pictures, but this weekend I, who write Quinn, and Vi, who writes Rowan, will be doing cosplays for both characters, so we can kind of bring them to life a little bit more.
So you're taking pictures and recording, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
We're probably going to make TikToks for it too.
Awesome.
Do you want to help me with ideas for Ari clothes out of the ones I have?
Sure can.
Please.
Oh, Augie,
Yeah.
real quick, would you I have the sketch cover that you did for your book. Would you like me to pull it up just to tease it?
I
Would you
wasn't
like?
looking at it yet. Show me. What?
It's the sketch cover in the group chat as you.
Oh yeah, yes, I absolutely love it. And
Yeah.
Daya's work is
Would you like me to bring it up?
yeah, please, because I
Uh,
want to talk to Daya about this and bring Luka in, and I want Daya to do TKC. I think it would be
all
fun.
right.
Bring Daya in for a kidnap.
Has Lucas seen the updated like the sketch that she showed us?
I
Yeah.
send Luka my up. I send
Okay,
Luka
cool.
up. They're
I
phenomenal.
get all the updates.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Well,
Going
this
back,
is the cover so far.
I love it. I love this version of her being so scary. I gotta figure out how Daya could put the title on because I don't want to digitally put the title on because I find it harder to do that. I put in when I paid her, be like, hey, can you put the title in my name? That's a possibility.
Oh, trust me, Daya's gonna figure out to put a title up there. You don't even have to worry about that.
Okay.
Trust me, she's done covers for me. I've asked the same question. She said, "Let me cook." I'm like, "Go ahead." So you don't even have to ask. She's gonna do it. Just give her the title and what name you want on the cover, and she'll have your name on the cover too, so people know who the author is too. So
I am
she got you.
very excited for
Oh
this
yeah.
because it's 4 books and each book is focused on Nick Sara, but focused on a ton of different characters. And the last book is friends and family members of the characters that are from the first book. Just kind of round it all out. And there is I'm not gonna say what character is also like kept.
Well, the books.
But yeah, with bringing these characters to life, quickly going TKC, we have a concept album too that we're really working on, and
Concept album. What the world?
yeah, we have a concept album because with TKC it was the original plan was to make it a musical, so a jukebox musical, hoping to make it original.
At some point.
At some point,
Right.
we have songs from Razor Glass with the full cast to Zoe, or it's Rowan's version, so it's Zoe, I'm Sorry. We have what was they made for, which Quinn sings, to Just Give Me a Reason, which is Quinn and Ari's like friendship song, and realizing that like they went through some of the same things, and this kind of realization of like
they're a lot more than what they've gone through.
Yeah. We have in set 2. No, we have Ain't It Fun in set 1, which heavily makes fun of set 2, which is exciting.
It does. It's foreshadowing.
It foreshadows a lot of what happens in set 2, because there's the what's the line? Ain't it fun, baby? Now you're one of us. That's the huge foreshadow. Huge. For these 2 characters and for the other 3. I won't say what the last song is because it heavily spoils.
I understand. Yeah. Got you.
Diana and Nick have a duet, and it makes me cry because the first time we ever did this,
we can't disclose that one either because it's a spoiler.
Cry, and it's so crazy.
Oh man, the teasers are crazy. Oh my lord.
Wait till I tell you we're teasing about the Weaver's Table. But yeah, the Weaver's Table was really originally just supposed to be 1 book. But I realized with having it end on a cliffhanger, it has to have
an ending.
Another
Perfect.
And it ended up having 4.
I love cliffhangers. That's why I always write cliffhangers. They're fun to do.
Yeah. And I wanted the cliffhanger to be the character deciding whether to live with survivor's guilt or die. But again, we call it a series so that people kind of can tell
what's chosen.
Right.
But for people who won't watch this, they'll never know.
Yeah.
And I went to Luka and I said, this is the original plan was to have it 15 chapters, but there's a certain chapter where there are 2 deaths and they need to be spread out. And so Luka, when they get to that chapter, told me
I'm allowed to read. I have to edit by myself.
Yeah, on purpose. Luka wants me to FaceTime. Luka's gonna FaceTime me the minute that those chapters are edited and get my actual reaction.
Yeah.
From a reader.
That way you can go in and be like, okay, I like this. I don't like this. I'd like to change this.
Yes.
Do what you gotta do.
And half these characters were not supposed to have relationships. The plan was for none of them to have romantic relationships. Luka once again come up to me and goes, "What if these characters had
a relationship to kind of deepen that storyline? What if these characters have an unspoken vendetta that nobody talks about, that creates a lot more tension and a lot more secrecy in the group? Like,
yeah,
you can create a lot more depth in a story with your relationships between your characters,
especially when there's these certain deaths, which for me had a really big impact because there's one character that I heavily related to, which was Lillian, Lillian and Taylor were the two I really related to. Lillian is a very innocent character who has only 2 friends. Like, she doesn't really talk to many other people. And she is very shy, but she loves drawing and she loves just anything and everything, but she also she cares for people.
Mm-hmm.
And there's something that happens with the family member of hers that she
doesn't have answers to.
And her betting certain things was her way of wanting to get answers.
Mm-hmm.
Now, whether those answers were answered or what she wants is something that people are gonna have to figure out in the book.
Yeah. Because not everything is as it seems.
Yeah.
Really,
Nothing in this book is black and white.
Yeah. And with the relationships, there are certain deaths that are going to hit hard.
A lot harder than others.
A lot harder. And it's really between 4 characters specifically. And
there's one character that he deserves what he gets.
Oh yeah, no, there's a character that Lakey called me out on for absolutely wanting to kill him off. It's very
That'd be the best part. That'd be the best parts.
Lakey called
someone begs you to kill somebody off. That's the best part of it.
And he's a character, he's one of those characters that you hate him, but you love to hate him.
Yeah, hold on, I'm trying to find Liggy's video because Liggy heavily called me out about. Is it this? Oh, it's here.
We need to kill him.
I absolutely love Liggy because Liggy, when I started talking to Liggy about this, because I was also planning on doing an audiobook for it. I really wanted people to hear these characters. And yes, again, people could tell me later in the future, why didn't you choose famous people to play your characters? I said, because I would rather these characters be played by my friends who know
the story.
The story and could potentially relate to these characters. Yes, famous person I could absolutely relate to the characters. But for me,
also the other thing is famous people would charge your arm and a leg for it too.
That I'm a broke college student. People will know this. People have told me I'm taking advantage of my friends who are helping me write the book, and I'm like,
no, you're not.
I volunteer my time willingly.
I was gonna say,
it's like, first of all, how are you gonna tell her how her friends react when you don't even know the situation?
I was on live on TikTok, and somebody told me to my face because I was talking about the editing process being a self-publisher and everything, and talking about like I cannot afford a professional editor, like somebody who is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars.
I'm sorry. What? I think I'm allergic to that person's bullshit. I'm sorry. You were saying?
And they were like, "Oh, you're taking advantage of your friends. Your book is never gonna get published." And I was like, "Bitch, my book is getting published in February. Fuck off."
I think that was the moment I walked in. I said,
"That was when you just walked in when that person."
I'm like, I saw that comment. I said, first of all, I'm her publisher, so it's getting published. Mm-hmm. Second of all, she ain't taking advantage of any of us because all of us volunteered to help her bring her book to life. Mm-hmm. Third of all, you go to the block party. Bye.
But yeah, basically, Lakey, I went to Lakey and I said, "You are really good with cosplays because Lakey is amazing."
Man, she is really good with cosplay.
He's got ideas, and Lakey will straight up ask me for details on how I want her to dress, modern 1920s, etc. If she were to do modern, could she do different symbols on her face or on her hands that represent different characters? In a lot of her cosplay, you see a ring that represents Sylvia. You see a heart that represents, I believe it's Don.
Dude, if I don't see Augie in like some more horror movies and cosplaying those freaking movies, I'm gonna be mad because she cosplays them to the T. I'm like, first of all, I'm like, little sis, how the crap do you do that? Like Jesus Christ.
She put 10 videos up that day and only
It's
like
like,
picked
wow.
2 or 3 of them. And
And
she
she's committed to it. I'm like,
literally,
wow.
she
I'm like,
told
you're
me
going. I'm like, you're going places, sweetie. That you're that committed. You're going places.
she
Cause
is super
wow,
committed. And she pinged me in this one because
man.
she called not just me, but also Luka out.
We need to kill him. We need to get him out of here. He's unstable. How do you deal with him? We freeze him and break him.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, we need to
That
kill him.
one specific character
Wow.
gets what he deserves.
That
is all I'll say.
It is very hard, and for me in particular, to write a character that is such an asshole.
Oh, it's real easy for me.
Oh, it's real easy for me too. It's like it's real easy to do. Oh heck yeah.
A character that is complete opposite of somebody's personality, for me, I just find it 10 times harder.
Mhm.
Once you keep doing it consistently, it's gonna get easier. Trust me.
Yeah, and with Nick Sara is probably the most complex character I will ever write, because again, she could also be a drag queen. We just never know.
Anything's possible.
Anything is possible. And I told Luka, and I said, when we, because there's so many ideas of what I want to do with the Weaver series, other than being a book series and an audiobook series. Make it into like a short film or a movie would be amazing, into a haunted house, because I had this whole plan with a haunted house of
Really, Luka, you can add that to the spreadsheet if you know what I'm talking about.
I don't have it written, but it's in my head where Nick Sara's voice is like just throughout the whole haunted house, and it's like very echoey and like, again, sultry and sexy, manipulative, and you kind of, each room is going to be each one of their bats, and you get to see I want to do the characters' deaths. I heavily want to, because I feel like it's 10 times scarier, because the character who deserves his death has a very brutal death, like very, 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 very brutal.
Interesting.
Death. Because like if you're sacrificing someone, you're gonna get what you deserved. And he basically just, I don't know. There with the haunted house, I had the plan of, at the end you see Nick Sara with, or at the beginning you see her with all 5 of the students. You see her like dealing the cards. And each character is going to have something on them that represents the very first bet that foreshadows each room. Like
okay.
a ring. Again, I'm kind of stealing this from Liggy's cosplay. Again, Liggy, I'll give her credit for the haunted house. She had like a heart on the side of her eye for one of the characters.
Oh wow.
There's certain aspects that I want to go to Liggy for costume ideas, because Liggy's got ideas. And I went to Luka and said, if we're to do a haunted house, I want you to play either Taylor or Nick Sara, because Nick Sara, yes, she is described as having like an hourglass shaped body, but no one's gonna know that in the haunted house. No one's gonna care.
Just wait. I'm gonna get real skinny real fast.
Look, you don't have to get skinny to play Nick Sara.
Put me in a corset. I'll be okay.
We wasted 9 inches.
Oh my god.
No one's wasted over 9 inches. 6, anybody? But yeah,
not a corset. You won't be able to breathe.
Luka won't care if Luka gets to dress up as Nick Sara. And eventually we'll find a way for Luka to be able to change out of that and go into Taylor for the end of the haunted house, because
so it's a switcheroo. Okay.
Oh yeah, I want to go into Vi for this. I want to see if Vi would play Nick Sara at the end. Because people would never know
Interesting.
the difference.
No.
We both got black hair. It's fine. Vi can make her hair black for this. She could get
Yeah.
away and look hot and
Like,
sexy.
that's gonna be fun to see.
I think it's also foreshadowing to a lot of what happens in the books too.
Yeah, because throughout the books, she only shows her regular self, but the person that gets affected the most is the one that sees her as she really is. And this character is a puppet, not like they literally get controlled, and the way that she controls them throughout the whole book is very, very, very subtle. Like,
and it's very different for each character.
Not even the reader will know that this character is controlled, which is so cool, because having that effect on one character when this character has gone through a lot. This character had dated a different character and they are exes in this book, but they still have feelings for each other. And that has a greater impact near like the middle end of the book. And there's a secret that this book, I will straight up tell you, like, trigger warning, it talks about suicide and self-harm and losing your loved ones and missing people, and there's a lot of very heavy topics that I knew I was going to put in. I knew for this character, yes, could go through a lot, but is a realistic amount that they're going through. And it's something where I did self-insert bits and pieces of what I've been through and what I've heard my friends have gone through, and what and their personality is a heavy mix of the loyalty for friendship from me and the realism and the brutal honesty from Luka, and the well, also the brutal honesty of Jillian too. Jillian is very brutally honest with me. And I love Jillian so much. And there's bits and pieces of my friends Alyssa and Liggy and these characters. There's bits and pieces of you in there. There's a whole mix of everybody. Yeah, no, I'm every single one of the characters except for the asshole character all have aspects of my friends.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't even know about me being in it.
You're creative. You write. You draw, and that's where Lillian is. For me, I'm not a drawer. I can't draw for the life of me. I can be creative, but I am more on the writing stories aspect.
I was like, I'm more on the writing aspect, but I can sketch a little bit, but I can't really fully do the whole thing. So I'm more on the writing side.
Lillian
writing and producing side.
So Lillian is a huge mix of all my friends, like every friendship that I've had. And it's the loyalty of you and Katie and Luka. It's the loyalty of the friendship of Liggy. Sylvia is a mix of Jillian's sass that I have, that she and Jillian's very sad.
Yes, she's very, and let me put this, because I've known Jill longer. Me and Jill were a lot closer for a lot longer. No, I've known Jill longer than you. Jill is somebody, she's a sweetheart. She'll do anything for you, but if you piss her off, you better run.
Oh, yeah. No, I adore Jillian. We have like a group chat called the OG3, and it is a mix of talking about random things and the competition that we're all coaching in and everything. And Jillian is somebody who I originally did not get along with at first, and I've become really well. It was because of the competition.
Yeah,
I hated that I had to be the one for her to go to for the over 90s, which I thought was ridiculous. Again, that was
it was a long time ago.
Long time ago.
Very hot mess competition too.
Yeah, and we'll become really good friends, and I became friends with her through Luka, and so each of these characters are, and there are other books that I'm writing, but the two that I'm heavily focusing on right now are TKC and the Weaver's Table. The Weaver's Table. There's like 6 characters in the next book. They're all new characters except for 2 of them.
And the cover I showed, that's for the Weaver's Table.
That's for the first one. That's for the first one. That is the 5 students. That is Eli. Yeah. So we have Dante Varela. I'll give them the names and their personalities. Dante Varela, the asshole jock, think like quarterback,
Oh, Lord.
typical high school behavior, although they're in college.
It's always got to be one of those.
Exactly. For me, they needed to have different personalities.
Mhm.
I
love that. I love that.
and I got to talk to Dea about this, which helped, I feel like, with her creating the book or the cover. I'm trying to find what I told her, because each character also had to have. Yeah, here we go. Sylvia, sharp-tongued, restless, hides her anxiety under bravado. She think Ruby Rose Turner as her face claim. Blonde hair, wears a lot of blues and yellows, cheerleader outfit. Very popular, but she still is like very kind of very understanding. And she is a mix of different personalities, but that's her big one of she hides her bravado or hides her anxiety by pretending to be brave, pretending to be able to be there for others. I put her down. Yeah, there we go. Long blonde hair, slight waves, think cheerleader, typical tube tops, either booty shorts or a shirt or a skirt, booty skirt. She will show it off. No joke. She got
it, so she flown it.
Got the booty. She got the cake. I'm kidding. Wears a lot of blues and
she got that cake.
She got the cake. Wears a lot of blues and yellows. And then we have Lillian, meticulous one and yet cautious two, burdened by perfectionism. She's a huge perfectionist. She doesn't want to do one thing wrong. The minute that one thing wrong goes wrong, like she panics, anxiety attacks, the whole 9 yards. OCD up the wazoo. She is one of my all-time favorite characters because of how sweet she is. She looks like Catherine McNamara from Shadowhunters and Arrow. People know her from Arrow more, I believe, but for me, I know her from Shadowhunters. She played as a
Claire.
Fairchild.
I know her. I know her from Monsterville House. Thank you. My cabinet something, but yeah.
We talked about it last time.
I did.
Remember the name?
Yeah.
I would absolutely cast her as Lillian in a heartbeat.
Gosh, she is such a sweetheart. Oh my god.
You know who else would probably play a good Lillian? Now that I think about it,
who?
Chloe Grace Moretz.
I see that. Ooh.
You really?
Because she's got a more innocent-looking face.
Yeah. Clary plays more of a badass, but still.
You got a point there, though.
But
they both kind of got innocent faces, though.
Catherine plays more of a badass.
But Catherine is more of the darker aspect.
Yeah.
She has that tenacity. She has that tenacity.
Bitch face.
Yeah, she has that tenacity.
Plays Sylvia. Sylvia, we're not blonde.
So yeah, Chloe would definitely be a better fit as her.
Oh yeah.
Mannerism wise.
Mm-hmm. So we have Dante.
I can see that.
Arrogant philosophy major, but he doesn't use his philosophy major once in the book on purpose. No. He's not supposed to be smart. No. He believes that luck is just probability he can be. He believes he can cheat the system. He believes he can do whatever he wants. He doesn't have the mannerisms of this character unless you count the movie the movie that Nicholas Galitzine was in.
Which one? He's in a lot of them.
The one that he's like a football character in.
I suck with names, but I know what you're talking about.
Hold on, I'm gonna just look this up downstairs.
Hold on,
I suck with names, but I know what you're talking about. But yeah,
because that's immediately what I went for was what's it called? Bottoms. That's what it is.
Okay.
I think him and Bottoms, but a lot less comedic.
Mm-hmm.
He's very much an asshole, but I'm
very good at writing him.
Luka's been doing a phenomenal job. Like I'll probably end up. There's a couple quotes here and there that we could probably say.
Read out, yeah.
Yeah, because it'd be fun. And then we have because I put this in order. Eli, reckless charmer, who's drowning in hidden debts.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, his to say the least, his father is the reason behind it.
Yeah.
Won't say anything else about his backstory other than his father's the reason behind hidden debts. And he doesn't want to be like his father. He really doesn't. He tries to prove to people that, like, I'm not like him, but here he is playing a poker game with people, betting things that he probably shouldn't. Think of a mix between KJ Apa and Kevysie Fate from Riverdale as their like face claim. He's got the personality of Archie Andrews from Riverdale to an extent. Because for me, Archie was a little bit of a charmer, but then again, I haven't watched the show in a while.
I watched the full first season. I watched I think I watched the full second season, and then I just got bored.
I will tell you now, I think the last season just wasn't it. It was they literally were polyamory to an extent.
Yeah, no, they were beating it with a dead horse at that point.
It turned to polyamory at the end of the whole show. It was Betty with Archie and Veronica, which, yes, Veronica I think is cute and all. I just didn't expect it to be that way.
Yeah,
but I
love that actress though.
Yeah, I love the actors. Okay, this is who their face claim would be. Their personality is definitely not 100% from the show. I also just think KJ Apa is a charmer. He can be, and I know that's very sweet in real life. So I really wanted to bring.
Dude is so laid back.
Eli.
He was so freaking laid back.
Yeah. He can wear a lot. I think like Eli. His clothing though is more Jughead Jones, which I think is funny.
That's an interesting mix. Okay, that's an interesting mix.
It is a very interesting mix. I really wanted these characters to maybe not wear what they typically would wear versus their personality, because I'm like, okay, I don't want people to immediately clock that these characters are exactly what they wear, because a lot of people will be like, oh, he's wearing a leather jacket, he's a mafia leader, etc. Which that's where I didn't want it to go there. I wanted it to be just that. And so he wears a lot of jean jackets and a beanie on his head. He definitely has a pack of cigarettes on his body. He's smoking maybe 2-3 a week. Again, tries not to be his dad. That ain't happening. And then we have Taylor, quiet and vulnerable one who is always swayed by others. Taylor is my non-binary character. Taylor uses they them. Taylor is one of my favorites. Taylor is who is their face claim, Luka? Because Luka, you sent me.
I'm trying to remember what his name is.
You sent me
Kristen Valdez.
Yes.
I wouldn't look too hard into that though.
No.
For specific reasons.
For anybody who is not old enough to be looking at his photos.
Yeah. Anybody under 18, don't look too far into that.
His face claim is of him doing that.
Disclaimer.
Yeah.
Disclaimer.
How do I put this? He makes adult content.
There we go.
I'll put it that way.
Oh yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah.
But he is one of those people that I knew him before he started doing that, and he did a lot of cosplay. He has very androgynous features. And I use him for a lot of things.
Luka's like used him for Taylor, so I'm like, okay. Very much so a realist. He wears a lot of grunge outfits, but then I also think Virgil from Sandra's Sides.
Yeah, he wears a lot of flannel.
To Thomas Sanders, because I love Thomas Sanders and his work, and Thomas Sanders's Virgil was a heavy inspiration for what Taylor wears. And if Thomas Sanders were to randomly see this video, I constantly watch Sanders Sides on a daily basis on repeat. But yeah, basically they all have different personalities, and that's what, because I feel like if they all have the same personality, it's gonna be very like people are gonna fall asleep very quickly within the first which I didn't want to happen. And Luka has been able to show different parts of the like characters that we like. There's a lot of like quotes that I needed fixing here and there that Luka was like, okay, what if I played around with this and made it this? What if I
reword it or rearrange the words to where it's more personable and it doesn't feel robotic?
Yeah. And there's, I want to find a certain line. I brought up the book. I almost called it the stupid. It ain't a stupid book. Like, for example, we have Dante saying, easy money tonight. You might as well just hand it all over. You can all give up now. That's like his egotistical, like this is like the game that they play way before Nexara
even is introduced.
And it really brings in kind of how they interact with each other and their backstories. And his like response to Sylvia saying like, you act as if the pot was yours to begin with. He goes, fuck off, Sylvia. The only reason why Eli in the first place is because his daddy is a pro. He taught all of them the old tricks in his book. Isn't your dad still in debt from his last few hands, E? Or if you don't end up having to pay off your own debts too. So that happily goes into the it doesn't 100% bring up his backstory, but it sets the pace and the tone.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Lillian who goes like, just leave him alone, Dante, and focus on your own hand. Like she's kind of like not the devil's advocate, but like you put like angel devil on the shoulder, she's the angel on the shoulder. We have
there's not a lot of Eli lines as of right now.
Yeah, Eli's got little to none up until a certain chapter near the end of the book where I'm not ready. Like, again, I told Luka and we were like talking about it, and I said if there needs to be more than like a chapter or two between each or just one specific death, and you put the two deaths, because one chapter for me has to have the two deaths, but there can be something happen.
So it's very important to the storyline that these two deaths are canonically back to back.
And Luka was the one who gave me the idea of doing what if these were the two deaths that were back
to back.
Because it has a heavier impact on their relationship with each other and their friendship. And because these two characters, like without spoiling much, knew each other before college. So that's why it has a heavier impact. If they were to die back to back.
Yeah, and there's also a lot of things that happen within the scene that we won't disclose that it's very important to the storyline for these two characters and why they die back to back, and kind of giving the readers something to be like, oh man, that really fucking sucked. Like, we just lost two of these characters that like in this way, and that was so sad.
And like, I want to make them cry. I told Luke, I said, make them cry. I don't want it to just be too bad, so sad. They died next to each other. That's like they died back to back, whether it's next to each other or not. I want that backstory of them knowing each other. And there's something that happens at the beginning of the book where it kind of sets up that whole situation of how they know each other. And it's I'm getting your snaps. And basically what happens with these two characters is when Luke and I were talking about it, because I said I don't have relationships with these characters. I have friendships, and I find it very hard to write a slight love story or relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Partner. Because I don't want to spoil it by saying exact relationships.
You very much struggle with slow burn.
I do. And I really wanted a slow burn for these two characters' deaths being back to back. And Luka,
a lot of the romance within the first book is slow burn.
It's very slow burn, and that is on purpose. That is, I want people to fall in love. I want people to fall in love with the characters just as much as like Luka did. Like, for example, like I want people to fall in love with Taylor as much as I did when I first started writing Taylor's backstory. I want people to fall in love with Lillian so that if something were to happen when one of the bets hits, they don't just go, "Oh, that sucked." They go, "Oh, shit."
Yeah.
Like, things are getting serious. We're now learning what these characters are learning. Because I made it on purpose where we don't know what's going on when we know what's going on when the characters don't. And slowly but surely, the characters are going to know what the readers are knowing. So by the end, we know everything that they do. And the second book is going to start with the rumors of what happened in the first book.
The first book.
With these characters that are killed off or whatever happens with them. And because I feel like in a horror book, if nobody dies, it's not a horror book. There has to be a couple of deaths. Like, you know, with Scream, for example, like a lot of these deaths are kind of like inspired by the amount of deaths that have happened in certain Scream movies. There have been like 3 or 4 deaths. There have been, and they're sporadically put throughout the movie, which is why I told Luka, I said, if we need to write a chapter or 2 between the double death and the next death, we can do that. And the final, I will say this now, like without spoiling anything, the final death definitely is going to have a really big impact because
it's going to make a lot of people cry.
It's a relationship that nobody would have expected to happen.
Wow.
Is the other friendships that these characters have had. Like, these characters are not like, except for like 2 or 3, these characters are not friends with each other outside of the betting pool. They are ignoring each other. They're like very different high school
social status.
Yes. Like, you have like Dante, who, again, quarterback, is seen hanging out with his mates, versus Lillian, who's Taylor, who's hanging out in class, versus Eli, who's in the cafeteria. You see where they are and you see their different social status, like who's popular, who's not, who's friends with each other outside of the class versus who isn't, who has friends out of the clique versus who doesn't. And it has a big, I want that to have a bigger impact when these deaths happen. I mean, like, if you don't fall in love with the character as much as I did, I feel like that is a little concerning, because I'm like, well, that means the character's too dry or the character's not relatable. I want every single character to be relatable. I mean, the asshole character could be relatable to an extent for maybe how people were treated by this character, but I still want people to be affected by whatever happens.
Yeah.
Then we have like I'm trying to find, because I want to find a really good dealer line, because it is so. I sent a bunch to Luka, and
I can pull up probably my favorite one.
Okay.
We're coming close to time.
So. We are. No, we're trying to.
Where is this line at? Okay.
I really want to.
She goes, and I won't go all full Nixara for this since I don't have time. She basically tells him, like, welcome to my table. And then she goes, a seat for each of you. Each of you deliciously unique. And then she looks at everybody. She's like, oh, this is going to be fun. Then she goes through each person and kind of like, I guess, dissects them and is like, oh, so like for Sylvia, it's what plagues your mind, my pet? You look so serious. For Dante, it's so stubborn, so sure the world owes you nothing you can't take by force. Eli, it's drowning in debts you pretend aren't eating you alive. Do you know how fast your luck could change if you're dealt the right hand? Lillian is, oh, don't fret, little one. The games have only begun. And then she goes, how rude of me. I know you all so well, and I've yet to introduce myself. I am Nixar, a dealer of fate and weaver of destiny. And then she looks at Taylor. and is like, and you are by far the most interesting of the bunch. And then gets right back to business. Is like, okay, shall we be?
That is freaking amazing, guys.
Yeah,
She's very
Wow.
meticulously. A lot of her lines are very meticulously crafted, so she gives you just enough, but not enough to tell you anything.
And we want people to hate her. We really want people to want her to die, and we want people to feel as affected by these lines as these characters are. And the fact that we get introduced to her name before everybody, like at the same time, characters, is so much fun. And it just, I'm really excited to see how far we can push her lines and how manipulative she is for each bet that gets made. And we are not supposed to have any sense of time. Nobody knows how long this has been going for. Not even the characters, nothing, nobody. And it's supposed to confuse people. Be like, okay, is it the next day? What's going on? Like, we don't even say it's the next day in nature whatsoever. Because it could be happening throughout a whole week. But for them,
it could pass for them, but it could be only a few hours for everyone else outside of that room.
That's what the effect of gambling is. This is kind of like, no, this is not supposed to have a message, but technically the message is like gambling
is bad.
Is bad.
Wow. I can't wait for this freaking book, guys. This is going to be beautiful.
The minute that it gets sent to me in February is the minute that I'm like FaceTiming Luka and be like,
we did it.
We did it. And yeah, well, the last thing, I had a comment from somebody, and I know he's going to see this. I don't care. He is somebody who, like, Luka knows what I'm going to be talking about. He is somebody who was not very, like, this is the only time he's been supportive of what I'm doing. And he went to the comment of, I'm going to be the first to, like, I'll probably be one of the first to read it. And I'm like,
yeah, you're not, buddy. Sorry.
Technically not.
No, my proofreader, publisher, ARC reader, beta readers, and my editor are my firsts. And the first person to actually probably buy it, according to her, is Leggy. And
I think first person to read it is probably me while editing.
You and Kevin sent it when we were trying to edit. And I will be straight up and tell him straight to his face on here, you're not the first to be reading it. I promise you that. Maybe the first to buy it, potentially, but the first person who's getting a printed copy to make sure that I like it. Because I have to figure out how to do a back cover and like side thing for the book. It's gonna be me. Because I have to make sure that it looks correctly. I have a dedication page. And I wrote that dedication page.
Actually, you don't have to worry about the cover. I can format the cover and put it into print form, and I can add the copyright page to your book. So I can set it up for distribution as well. So I can just have it distributed online to like other retailers like Barnes and Noble and Amazon.
You have no idea how much of a smile that just put on my face.
Yeah, so later when you finish it, you can send it to me and put me as editor, so I can just go in and add your copyright page, and I'll get your ISBN for your book, and so I can upload it to the printer and have it printed and send you a copy so you can approve it. And once I get your approval, I get it out for distribution.
So I don't have a dedication page for the book, but I know I made one for a different book, which I could probably end up using to an extent. Did I delete it? Oh my god, did I screw myself over? Wait. Did I screw myself over? Hold on. Oh my god, did I? Wait, did I? No, I didn't. This is definitely a dedication page I'm going to edit, but it does say, for Kevin, my best friend, and the one who's helped me become the writer I am today. Thank you for believing in every word, even before I did. You and Luke are the very first two who believed in my work. Wow. Whether it was online theater or writing, you, like, no joke, you were the first to like, go for it. Whether it was like a romance book or me just talking about any of my writing, You were the first two. And my parents are also very supportive of me doing this. They're very supportive of me doing the podcast and talking about my writing and actually publishing. Like my parents are like, oh, when is it coming out? We want to get it. We want to buy it. We want to read it. Versus the friends that I will tell people this now. I
It's
know
go on that shelf right there. That one right there.
I'm gonna have a shelf dedicated to everything we write and Kevin publishes,
Wow.
whether it's comics and everything. I just reorganized my bookshelf. I have an empty bookshelf, which is really nice. Yeah, I gotta write down Kevin, Augie, Luka books.
Yeah.
Whether it's books Kevin publishes, Luka publishes, I publish.
Yeah.
It's those trends that I will forever be grateful for.
Mhm.
This person that I did kind of start talking about. They are very sweet and very kind. I just have a dedication page to those. Like I don't want to be a dick and say this. I just specifically, if this dedication page is going to be to the people who have been my support system for over 2 or 3 years, who have been supportive of everything that I do. And I get to say for Katie and Leggy, whose endless support and encouragement have meant the world. Leggy and Katie mean the world to me. They are like sisters to me. They have a huge effect on my life. And Leggy, I'm very proud of Leggy for all the performing and writing that she's doing. You know, I know Leggy is writing something and Leggy wants to be on the podcast. I didn't get to tell you that yet. Leggy really wants to do a podcast with you. She has been begging me. Not begging, but she was like, I want to do a podcast with Kevin. It sounds like a lot of fun. And then we have for Luka, who is one of my best friends and my editor for whatever book that comes out, whether it's Letters for Christmas or the Weaver series or their own book. Luka's my support.
I will do a podcast with her only if I have another adult here with me, because she is underage and I don't. Yeah. So,
I'll do it.
If you can come on here with her,
I could do that. I'm so down for that. I want to surprise her with this because she does mean a lot and she does do a lot for people.
So, you can just schedule it and we can just surprise her together when you schedule it and see when she can come. So
I'll ask for her availability and everything. I'm gonna have her not watch this end part.
Yeah.
But yeah, with the dedication, I say like for Luka, my incredible
especially this is a mental health podcast.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're good.
It's a lot of serious topics for a minor.
You're good.
Yeah,
I can 1000% go on and surprise her. I'm excited for her.
Unless she joins on the third podcast where we're going to be talking about more fun stuff.
That might
that
be
one we can do. So
surprise her with that to an extent.
So we can do that one next month when we officially start it.
Yeah.
So she come on that one.
I think that first episode that we have planned out,
because that's more family.
Yes.
Let's do
we can do that one. I'm gonna set up a calendar, and so we can just schedule that. And
I want to schedule something for her for a surprise for her for that, because I know she would love to talk about fun things and whether it's movies, etc. Because I know we have plans. And but the dedication page specifically, and I know people are gonna be upset with me when I say this, there are only a few people I mention in the dedication page. I mention you, I mentioned Luka, I mentioned Marcus and Lila, who are on my Patreon for the Weaver series. Marcus paid for the $10 tier, which I am forever grateful by, which I'm constantly giving updates and everything I can. And then Emma, who's been my friend since first grade, and she's loving the writing that we're doing. She loves the comics. She loves the support that I get when she can't be there. She loves you guys. Like I talk about you guys a lot with her and the writing process, and that you guys write your own stuff. And she's like, hand it over.
Give the books.
That's how I am with you guys.
Awesome.
But
we're coming up at time, by the way.
No, I'm kidding. But yeah, the Weaver series I'm forever excited for, and the fact that it has a publication date is like.
What was it again? I completely forgot the date.
We don't have a specific date, but I said like somewhere in February because that.
Yes, you do. You did say the date.
I said my birthday, which is February.
Yeah.
February 25th, 2026.
Luka, what are we gonna do with her? She just keeps forgetting. Oh my
This
god.
is why I'm here to keep people organized.
But yeah, February 25th,
February 25th.
birthday is exciting, and then I'm wanting to. If I told Luke this, I said if I could get letters for Christmas done by December, so I could get published for
26.
Christmas, that would be amazing because it is my romance book. But yeah, focusing on TKC and everything.
Mhm.
I'm really excited for Weaver's Table, and I really am excited to see what people think of a horror book that is not just created by one person, but
A whole team.
a whole team that is very supportive of
yeah.
her. And I'm I'm really, really, really excited.
And before we log off, can you tell us where we can find you guys so that I get updates about what you're doing?
We've got a whole list.
Hold on, I'll pull up the spreadsheet.
You want to pull up the spreadsheet? That the fact that we also have an Instagram and TikTok for the series too.
Yeah. Hold on, because I think both the TikTok and the Instagram is at the Weaver series.
Yeah.
As of my own personal links, I think at EricHugh_03 on Wattpad and the Lukester on Discord. That's it. That's all I really use.
I only send you videos and TikToks for funsies. Oh, I scared myself.
I'm gonna blow our ears out.
Whoa, what was that?
That was Liggy. That was Liggy. Whoopsies. That was Liggy's video. I was trying to get out of Liggy so I could look at my own TikToks and stuff. Again, Luke and I specifically collectively have the Weaver series for both Instagram and TikTok. I finally switched my Instagram username to Augie_insane because I couldn't do Augie insane. That is the same with my Discord. That is the same with, I believe, my Facebook, which I rarely use.
Yeah.
Augie insane is also my Wattpad, which is where the first drafts / edits of the Weaver series is going up. And that's where all my original work is going for first drafts. And then I have, again, Augie Insane for TikTok, and then my own small business called Augie's_pastry_paradise, which I'm getting orders here and there, which is exciting. I'm slowly losing my voice. And then we have the YouTube, which is part of my language.
You're good.
I was cursing earlier.
You're good.
It's not the one. No, what am I doing with my YouTube? Oh my god, I'm pressing the wrong buttons. I hate this.
I think it's August Lewis, right?
That's the one I kind of watched just random videos on. The actual one is Augie's Smeal Archives, which is where all my online theater work is going to be. I might end up making a YouTube account. I'm going to have to for the Weaver series because that's going to be like where Q&As happen, live
streams, all that type of stuff.
Whatever we do on there, that's about the book series or our writings and everything is going to be on here. Which I am very excited for. But yeah, that's where you can find me.
That's a wrap on us.
And you can find me at Kevin Newbridge on Instagram. I am Kevin Davis Official, also on Instagram. I am Kevin Davis CEO on Facebook, and Kevysie Studios on TikTok. And yeah. If you go to my personal Instagram, you'll see my business accounts tagged in my personal Instagram, so I don't have to say them all at once. You can just find them on Instagram. But this has been a new episode of Kevysie Bridge Podcast where we talk about mental health and, as you can see, also blabble about other stuff to ease the mood. And so we'll see you next time on Kevysie Bridge.
Yeah.